needs a block. The kicker to beat inside of him. He's got the speed. He's going to go all the way. Pressure comes. They get to him. He's down back at the 22-yard line.
No big rub.
Blocked. It was blocked. Touchdown, Oregon.
Oregon football with Mike Bellotti.
Back to throw the ball. Steps, looks, throws down the middle. Is caught for the touchdown by Dante Rosario.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Oregon Football with Mike Bellotti. I'm Joe Johnsante, along with the coach, after a long night traveling back from Norman, Oklahoma, and getting ready today to get the show together. And it doesn't really feel any better. A lot of opportunities, Coach, that, again, team not able to take advantage against a very good Oklahoma team.
Yeah, we improved a little bit. We played better football, but still we are not finishing games, finishing plays. I thought for about 2 quarters I was very proud of our football team. Overall, we weren't making as many plays as we needed to offensively, but we're doing a great job defensively, hanging in there, getting some key first downs. The problem was we got down into scoring territory several times and didn't come away with anything. I think that took a little of the wind out of the sails as a team. We flat out gave in a little bit in the fourth quarter. Didn't give up, but gave in, and I was very frustrated by that. I think that, again, to be a great football team, we have to overachieve. As I've said many times, we're not doing that right now. In my opinion, we're underachieving as a football team. And it doesn't matter if it's against Indiana or Oklahoma. And Oklahoma's a great football team. No question about that. But we can play better.
And, Coach, we'll talk about this coming up, but if you break down the game as we have over the night now to get the show ready, third down conversions, that's the story of the game. I mean, they don't get a couple, you get a couple, and this is right down to the wire.
They did a great job, especially in the third quarter. I think we had them at the 10-yard line. We had 3 third and longs, and they converted every one, 3rd and 9+. And that's difficult. That's, again, a compliment to them in terms of what they did. They made some great plays, great throws, but we need to do that, obviously, and we needed to find the time to protect, to allow our receiver routes to get down the field. We did a lot of good things. I was very pleased with our game plan on both sides of the football, trying to negate their speed and their athleticism. The heat, I don't think got to us really. I think we handled that very, very well, and humidity. But again, and Oklahoma's a good football team. We can play better. We need to play better on offense, defense, and special teams. And I challenged our team. We're not where we need to be right at this point.
You know, I was thinking about this on the way back last night, and I thought I'd ask you today, 2 games in, what have you learned about your team that you maybe didn't know going into the season? What have you learned about them after 2 games?
That we're not as good right now in terms of converting opportunities in the red zone. That our kicking game, especially kicking the football, is not as good as it needs to be. It's something that is somewhat of a disappointment. And we have to find ways, we have to develop some playmakers on offense. I felt like our defense is what I said it would be, improved over last year. I really think that's the case. We missed a couple tackles and didn't quite get in our gaps at the end of that game, but I think, again, we were losing the edge there. But overall, this football team is a great group of kids, great chemistry. We still have to get over the hump in terms of making the plays when it counts.
Let's go ahead and go to the first quarter highlights from Norman. These 2 teams on the line of scrimmage, pretty even throughout the entire afternoon. I thought your linebackers played well up and down the day, and they just had a couple of players on the top end. Adrian Peterson certainly is one of them, Mark Clayton the other. But I didn't think the crowd was overwhelming to you, Coach, either. It was loud, but not any louder than Autzen.
Yeah, no, we practiced with noise all week long, and again, I thought that we handled the noise factor, the noise issue very well. The difference in my mind was Adrian Peterson. He's a great running back. He was fresh legs in that third quarter, fourth quarter, and he made some plays.
He was an unbelievable player. He's one of the best running backs I've seen in 15 years of covering college football, and he's just a freshman. All right, here we go. White to Clayton for 11 yards, and then Kewan Jones, you come out, loss of 2, and this was a statement. Devin Long, an awesome game.
Devin Long played an exceptional football game, both versus the run and the pass. He was able to hang on, stay up, make plays. He beats his man here, and again, just stays outside in control, arm free, makes the tackle. That's what we have to have. If you're arm free, that's your gap. You've got to make that play.
So they got that initial first down, but after that, your defense comes up big and going to get the ball back for your team. You shut them down. They go back to the run. J.D. Nelson the stop. They pick up a yard, 4 plays and out, and a great start by your defense gives the offense a good chance.
Yeah, I thought, again, that was huge just to set the tone early to say we could be on this field, we can play with these guys. Now we got to get some things going offensively.
So you do get it offensively. Going into the game, thinking about a lot of short passes. You had the Whitehead run, and that one could have been a big one right there.
Could have been. They misplayed a little bit, had a chance because he would have busted loose. Also very concerned on our punting game and very pleased for the most part with David Dittman in terms of keeping the ball away from Antonio Perkins, who is the leading touchdown returner in NCAA history on punts. 40-yard
average on the day for Dittman. They called it running into the kicker there. There was no running about it. He was laid out towards the punter there, so tough break there for the Ducks. Could have been a roughing. Sooners, though, get it back. They go to work. White to Clayton. And the fumble was forced by J.D. Nelson, but they got it back. And then Jones going to pick up 7 yards. They start to pick away a little bit here, Coach.
Yeah, they do. They get some movement, but again, we're holding up here. It's a big play. Clayton is Clayton's a great receiver, and now their all-time leading receiver in Oklahoma history.
White now back to throw, looking for Brandon Jones. This one could have been picked.
Yeah, it hung in there, and I think we were playing the man too much and not the football. And again, we need to go for that football. Take some chances.
To the 6-yard line, defense comes up big. First, Adrian Peterson loses 4. Matson and Long, 12 tackles on the day. Devin Long with 4 of them.
Yeah, did a great job. And Jerry Matson also early on was really playing very, very well. Good, aggressive play by our defense here.
2nd and goal for the Sooners.
And White. With Jones beside him in the tailback. Back to throw White. Steps, looks, pressure comes, hit. Fumbles the ball. It's loose. Oregon's going to pick it up. They've got it. They're going to run with it. Down at the 31-yard line.
We needed to block and ramble just a little bit more there. But again, this is a coverage sack as much as anything else. Devin Long comes in off the backside. Great job by him forcing the fumble. Matt Choyana picks it up. Does a nice job, thinks to scoop and score as we talk about. Now we got to look forward, look ahead. Get a block, and again, but a great play to take him out of scoring opportunity.
Kewan Jones was the only Sooner there as well, so he made a nice play to keep Oregon from getting down the field, and the Sooners come back after Oregon's defense stopped up, and they start to shut Oregon down, only being able to run 6 plays from the line of scrimmage, Coach, in the first quarter.
Yeah, we did not, again, we just could not find a way to block them in space, and that was bad. It took a while for us to get used to the speed of the game and their athleticism on defense.
So they go back to work. They run the ball up the middle. Adrian Peterson for 5, and then they're going to give it to Kewan Jones. This was one of his better runs of the day, just a big hole, 8 yards on the carry there, but then the defense bucks up a little bit. Ramon Reed with the tackle.
Yeah, again, we didn't do as good a job overall, but again, we really, when we needed it, stepped up very well.
Big 3rd and 9 play. They run the little screen, and they pick up the first down. 23 yards down to the 18-yard line, and they go back to Peterson for 3 yards right here.
Nice job again by backside, Devin Long, Bellotti inside, everybody. Again, it's Robbie balanced way to the bottom of the pile.
Snap is centered, back to throw. Look White, pressure comes, steps up, more pressure, goes down, back at the 18-yard line.
Good job again by our defense, nice call. A little pressure here off the edge, force him up into the pocket, and then again we get him in the land of the Giants and finish the job.
So that was a 3rd and long, and the pressure comes, and a big play by the defense, and hey, that's the quarter. That was a quick first quarter, went by, no score. Feeling pretty good right here, 0-0. The Oregon fans in the end zone going crazy, have weathered whatever emotion they might have had coming out and playing good football.
I think whenever you hold the number 2 team in the nation scoreless in the first quarter, and again, you don't get it. I don't think we got a first down on offense. We were not playing very well, but our defense had been on the field. They kept their faith. They really did a nice job. And again, I think it was important to show our kids we can play with this. It's a regular team. We're in the regular stadium. We can handle all the noise, handle the heat, and now we just got to start chipping away.
All right, coming up, the defense keeps it rolling. Oregon right in the game there because of that great defense and getting to the Heisman Trophy winner with a little bit of pressure. The Sooners may be feeling a little pressure as well. That and more as we go to the 2nd quarter on Oregon football with Mike Bellotti. We're back right after this. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Pick it up in the 2nd quarter, and I think Coach will just get right to the highlights. Kind of a long 2nd quarter, and your team actually started to move the ball a little bit, but it starts out with their field goal, and it goes through. They've got an All-American kicker as well. Just so solid up and down the board. They don't have really any weaknesses, and the kickers gets the 3 through, so it's 3-0, and now you start to move the football.
Yeah, again, using little play action screens, that type of thing, trying to, again, keep them off balance. Nice job getting the ball to Rosario.
And then Clemens to Tim Day for 9 more. And their linebackers are going to be more equipped to cover today than maybe any linebackers you face all year.
Yeah, they run very well. One's a converted tailback to gain 3,000 yards in high school, but they move well, and again, they're physical. Nice job by Kellen getting rid of the football. Good protection there. You see Tim again protecting the ball, getting hit by taking 4 guys to get him down, though. It's pretty good.
There's a lot of hitting in this game, too. You can really sense that at the football game. Both teams delivering it. Clemens to Williams, another first down, a gain of 9. And then going for the home run ball, Coach, and it was there.
Yeah, unfortunately, they interfere here, which gives us 15-yard penalty. I'd take the big play instead. We should have kept that pass a little bit outside. The off safety got a chance to come in and make the play.
So you're starting to move the ball down. I'm taking another look at this, Coach, because it looked like it was going to be there, and I think their guy didn't know where the ball was. He just thought, hey, I'm just going to hit him and give up 15.
Yeah, I think he just decided he'd wall him off. And again, good protection, good choice. Nice play calling there. Just unfortunately couldn't connect.
Let's go back to the run, and Kenny Washington hit on the outside, trying to run hard. And you're getting down there, Coach, but then the penalties start to break it down.
Yeah, we had a face mask on that play, which was very unfortunate. And this play, again, is grounding by the rule. The problem was nobody dropped the flag, and then it was called late, after, I think, by the Oklahoma sideline.
Yeah, it looked like they were all over it. That was about a minute and a half after the play was over. The rule is outside the tackles, you can get rid of it. Inside the tackles, has to be a receiver around.
And it has to be a catchable ball. That's the problem. We had a receiver right there, but the ball was way overthrown.
So loss it down, 3rd and 32. Clemens to Rosario for a loss of 1. Have to punt the ball after a pretty good opportunity and a short punt. So that was a big series in this game, Coach. Could have taken the lead here.
Huge momentum. We had a chance to get down, at least tie it up or go ahead, and don't get anything out of it. That's very frustrating.
Marcus Binns, I thought, played a pretty good game defensively when he was in there. White to Hickson, and check out the play by Marcus Binns, not being fooled at all.
No, great job of coming up, reading the screen, making a great tackle, and actually almost shaking the ball loose.
Let's take another look at this. Now, Justin Finney had to go out. The hamstring is back, and you're going to have to rely on some young guys now at corner, looks like.
Yeah, I think Marcus did a very nice job. Jackie Bates played corner for us. We got a lot of people in the game. I think we benefited from that, and that will be a help to us this season by playing a lot of young people. Here's
where it hurts. The Oklahoma drive continues after some big 3rd down conversions. 3rd and 13 here, and Mark Bradley picks up 17 on the play. Then after that, Adrian Peterson gets untracked. 32 yards. A.J. Tuatelli and Jackie Bates track him down here. He's a great player.
Great player. You cannot arm tackle him. You got to grab, wrap up, and take him down. He's a very powerful young man. He's got speed. You see again, he just runs through some tackles.
Anthony Newman thought he looked like Eric Dickerson, and Anthony should know he played with Eric for a while. So
he does. He's a high-cut guy just like him, but he runs very strong. Great play by Devin Long again.
So nice play by Devin. That sets up a 3rd and 16, 3-0. And then this was another big play in the game, complete to Clayton for 22 yards. He sits down in that zone.
Yeah, we actually blew that coverage. We should have had him doubled. They had 3-by-1 set, and we did not slide our coverage that way, unfortunately. We were fooled on play action here very badly, which is, again, unfortunate. But when you get momentum going for you, sometimes your eyes change.
Half a yard. Clemens, it's almost a sneaker over the right. You do, now he's going to go back to throw the ball. Steps up, throws. Nice catch by Tim Day. First down to the 41-yard line and down.
The nice thing is we come right back with some momentum generation of our own. Here again, Kellen, a play fake, gives the ball to Tim Day, and again, nice job of fitting it in there in the zone.
So Oregon trying to respond after that Oklahoma score. They converted on some big 3rd downs there, and then Cameron Colvin into the act. They call that a lateral, so he's still looking for his first catch, but how's he coming along?
He's doing all right. Just a lot of work. He's somewhat raw, like any true freshman would be, but he has great speed. He's a tough kid. Just has to work on ball security. I think actually the ground caused this fumble, but you cannot let that happen.
I'm sure we'll see plenty of Cameron Colvin over the next few years, and I would think even maybe this season, and a tough play here. Clemens gets hit in the head, ball comes out.
Yeah, we did not protect very well. We got broken down on our front side, and then we had a chance to get that, which bothered me that they came up at the bottom of the pile. We got to come up with that ball.
Defense, though, in the sudden change really responds here. A nice wrap up here by your defensive line. Robbie Valenzuela in there, and Peterson on this play. That last play had nothing, and then they go to the outside. Nothing doing here either.
Good job, Devin Long, in his responsibility in that zone blitz, getting outside, and good flow from the defensive line.
3rd down.
48-yard line. It's 3rd and 11. White
Looks like a three-man rush again.
As the Ducks,
They're coming with the blitz.
comes the blitz, and they don't pick it up. And it is down back on the 41-yard line of Oklahoma. It is Jerry Madsen.
We do a nice job again, design blitz out of our odd package, and we do a nice job. Jerry Madsen loops around, he gets a great shot, and again we got the coverage, the outlets covered up, so again he's got to hold the ball, we get the big sack.
So Oregon gets the football back after the punt. Look at the crowd. So many Oregon fans there, excited all the game because Oregon was really in the game the entire way. And Clemens to Maxwell for 8 yards. Then on 3rd and 2, great desire here to get the first down by Clemens. Puts it down, going to get hit, and he just will not go down. He gets the first down.
You know, he gets a great push on his own, a little bit of help, and it's a tremendous play because it stops the clock, too.
Take another look at it, Coach, and this is what you want. You want the desire to get to the sticks. He knew where it was, and he got there.
Absolutely. He didn't flush over the top. He saw a little alley straight ahead and then put his shoulders down and kept working.
That's a tough run right there. See, a little help.
A little help.
Nothing wrong with
you
that.
can block other guys. You can't just push your running back in the back.
After an incompletion and short gain, Washington picks up 3 and short of the first down here. So you have to punt. And Coach, this was crazy. It seemed like it took about a half an hour to get the final punt out. They didn't know what to do. They were putting guys in and out. When you actually punted the football, they had 20 guys on the field.
I don't know about 20. They had quite a few.
We counted it upstairs.
We didn't want them to try and block it. We were considering going for it on 4th down. We have a variety of things that we do. Yeah.
Snap is right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Anyway, there's about 20 guys on the field.
You're right. I didn't realize that.
And that's not a legal substitution. That's too many men on the field.
That's correct.
So the referees probably just wanted to get in the locker room at that point. I know Oklahoma did as well. Obviously, they're in a fight. You've missed some opportunities, but the game is still winnable.
Yeah, I think, again, Oklahoma's games this year have been very one-sided, and they have just jumped on people. They were ahead 49-7 or something halftime of their last game. And I felt like we were in a position because our kids knew we could play with them. We just had to have some breaks. We had to make some things happen and finish some plays. Very pleased with our defense. We need to get our offense going. We chipped at them, got down there, but we misfired on 2 scoring opportunities that you can't do against a great team, especially number 2 ranked team in the nation.
Still a lot of positives to take from the half and some more in the second half. And as we go to halftime, talk about the national spotlight. Well, anyone who watched this game around the country knows that it was much closer than the score indicates. But it's not just on the football field where they'll learn about the Ducks. More national publicity for this program. That and more next on Oregon Football with Mike Bellotti. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Playing in Oklahoma certainly put Oregon in the national spotlight this weekend with the ABC telecast and playing against one of the favorites for the national championship. So what better time for Oregon to let the nation know a little more about their program and the benefits successful athletics can provide for the university as a whole. This ad was taken out in USA Today on Friday. The half-page ad, game day, points out the last 10 years and that giving at the university has exploded, as has enrollment, among other things. The ad continues with Oregon started with the billboard of Joey Harrington in New York by putting this program front and center.
I think it's always been about, promoting the university nationally, the branding of the university, and we obviously have always been a successful regional program, but to get the attention of everybody across the country, I think is quite important. I still think there's a higher level that can be achieved, and sports like business is a business. It's very competitive, and I think it's very important that we continue to, tell our story to anyone that's willing to listen.
Now, sometimes you have to buy publicity on a national stage. Other times, you don't. Sports Illustrated was in town all week and accompanied Oregon on their trip to Oklahoma to document what it's like to travel a group of about 150 people across the country. In addition, the SI guys follow the Ducks all around all week long, all access to get a feel for how this program does things. Every move, every meeting, even on the plane, everything witnessed by a writer and a photographer. That story will come out soon, and when it does, we'll make sure to let you know where you can read it. But again, great publicity for the program, and make no mistake about it, recruits will see it. As if the week wasn't big enough, the Ducks were honored by Universal Studios this week and asked to screen a new movie coming out called Friday Night Lights. A little popcorn in hand as well. It stars Billy Bob Thornton as a high school football coach in Odessa, Texas, and it's a true story about the Permian High School team. So on Thursday night, the entire Duck team filled the theater to watch the football movie. The general review, very good movie, especially if you love football, and especially high school football, and the culture that it creates in some towns, especially in Texas. Friday Night Lights coming soon to a theater near you, recommended by the Ducks. And when you talk about football culture, it was on display in full form in Norman, Oklahoma over the weekend. Really an amazing scene in Norman. They actually start tailgating, ready for this, on Thursday afternoon. That's when the cops will allow them to show up. Otherwise, they do it earlier. Tents everywhere since there's no parking. Lots are as much as 5 miles away, and they're packed with motorhomes and parties. The 84,000 on hand, a record crowd for Memorial Stadium, and most were very, very cordial. We actually were invited to about 10 different tailgate parties before the game. I'll tell you what, those folks know how to grill. Now remember, Oregon gets Oklahoma back in Eugene in a couple of years, and several Sooner fans, many who've never been to Oregon, say they're already making plans to visit Autzen Stadium with their Sooners. The game back in Eugene could be scheduled as soon as 2006. We'll have to see what the NCAA does with the 12-game schedule, but all in all, a great experience to be in Norman for college football for thousands of Oregon Duck fans. All right, brings us to the internet poll. Ask you again, after the Ducks' performance on Saturday, has the game changed your mind at all? Where will Oregon finish in the Pac-10 this year? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, or other? Go to chambersports.com and place your vote. All right, coming up next, third quarter. Ducks looking for a spark right out of the gate to start the second half and trying to make the Sooners sweat this one. Kenny Washington gets it started. On to the third quarter when Oregon football with Mike Bellotti returns right after this. Welcome back, everyone. Those Ducks will be in Autzen Stadium again next Saturday. Let's hope for some sunshine finally, huh?
It'll come.
Coldest, wettest camp and start of the season ever?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
so with 95 degrees in Norman, we come home and it felt like it was about snowing. And my feet were swelling. It was such a temperature difference. It was pretty interesting, but it was a hot day. And as we go to the third quarter, Coach, I don't think the heat, as we get to this point, was necessarily affecting anybody except maybe us up in the broadcast booth.
No, I think our players and everybody handled it very well. I think we were well hydrated, as we talked about, and well conditioned.
This one high, and this one will be returnable from about 3 deep. It'll be Washington to the 5, to the 10, changes his field. He's got some room. He's at the 25, 30, a man to beat, and he cuts inside of him and goes down at the 42-yard line.
Great job. Again, this is pretty much an individual effort here. We have a return set the other way, and Kenny comes down, sort of feels it all of a sudden that they're taking their wrong pursuit angle. You see it right there. Bounces outside. 2 guys go down and is off to the races. The interesting thing is Kenny's one of the fastest guys in our team and can do some things with the ball in his hand. They came down and got him pretty quickly. They have great team speed.
Even their kicker took an excellent angle because when he made that turn, it looked like there's nobody there.
Yeah.
And the kicker made a nice play, but a good start for Oregon. Whitehead to this for 7 yards, and then again for 4 more yards. Then after a delayed penalty on 3rd and 6, and 3rd and 11, you need a conversion. They get him. Your team, again, not able to get those big third down conversions.
Yeah, I thought that was a great play by Kellen, stepping up in the pocket and finding a receiver who just couldn't handle the ball.
Sooners take over after a good punt. White, another third down conversion to Clayton for 11 yards. They were 9 of 12 on third down when the game was still in doubt. White throws again. Sam Hughes, they get him for a pass interference here. Right in front of you, Coach.
Yeah, I didn't feel that was passing. He was running stride for stride. They call an arm bar. And again, it may be a new emphasis point. The thing is that ball, based on Sam, was in great position. Looked back, leaned back into the receiver just as we teach. You can see right there, the ball's not even close. And that was, again, I didn't agree with it, but it's a judgment call, which you can't dispute.
He had maybe a tough time with that official throughout the afternoon. We'll see another pass interference called on Oregon that was interesting. Runnels for 10 yards, and then Adrian Peterson, he starts to really take over a little bit here. They just go with him exclusively for 6 yards. I mean, just a great player, great play, another first down.
He's got great speed, and obviously they're able to keep him fresh, and he's a great player.
Here's White outside to Clayton, makes a nice move. Look how quick he is. Good pursuit, though, by your team, and he picks up 19. And then after another 9-yard gain, it's 2nd down and 1, and they're just going to break it right up the gut. Little trap play, Coach, and a touchdown.
Yeah, we unfortunately had people there to make the tackle. We missed after the line of scrimmage, an unblocked guy there, and we missed. And again, you can't do that because, again, that changes the whole complexion of the game, obviously.
There's the Schooner. No penalty on him this year. Remember that from a few years ago in the national title game? Clemens to Rosario for 7 yards. He's the leading receiver on this team right now, Coach.
He's a great player. We got to find ways to get him the ball. We've talked about that.
Whitehead for 9, and I thought at this point, Coach, the offensive line getting some push.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Terrence Whitehead had a good game. He ran very hard, did some good things. He ran with good vision, too.
Clemens dumps it off to Washington for 9 yards. Another first down now. Having success, and you go back to Terrence Whitehead.
On second down, after the loss of 4, didn't like such a big loss. Here's Whitehead trying to spin and make something happen. Gets free up the middle for a little stone on his feet. Finally hit as he gets out of the first down across the 45 into the 43 of Oklahoma.
Pretty darn nice run. I'll tell you what, he makes some moves here, gets north and south in a hurry, and that's the important thing. Again, you see we're pretty much zone blocking inside, get a crash on the right side. He eludes them, steps through 2 tackles, and then again gets his pads going down the field.
That's just a flat-out great run. And then Washington on the option. Nice pitch by Clemens, 12 more, picking up big chunks down to the 30-yard line, and this time the Ducks convert on a 1st and 10. Coach, let's take another look at this play.
The option, again, they do a nice job. Kellen does a great job here. We get the wall sealed. He forces the option guy to take him, gets it one-on-one pitch outside. Good block by the wide receiver there. Then trying to keep his leverage. Good job.
Now that conversion on 1st and 10.
Clemens, back split. Washington and Rosario. Back to throw the ball. Steps, looks, throws down the middle. Is caught for the touchdown by Dante Rosario.
Great throw and a great catch. Again, nice protection to get the ball off. You can see again from the ground angle. A lot of movement there, trying to disguise a little bit. You can't really see the quarterback. Great job of stepping up. Puts great arc on the ball. And Dante, again, making one of those effortless catches. That's a tough catch over the shoulder, but perfect execution.
So 17-7, Oregon very much in this football game right now. And this next drive, another big turning point. Coach, this reminded me of your team back in 2000, 2001. Great teams respond when they're challenged, and they put together a drive to get a touchdown.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, it was tough. Great job there by Jackie Bates coming in to help on that tackle. Pressure here. We're in pretty good coverage. Again, the 3rd down conversions, we had them at the 10-yard line to start this series, I believe. And again, they continue to just come back. And we were in pretty good coverage a lot of time. We just, again, broken play here. Victor Felipe gets the sack, or tackle for loss, excuse me.
And that last one that we saw before was a 3rd and 12. And Bates almost knocked it away. And that kept the drive going, though. They just made a good play. It's a great team. And still go getting a little pressure on the quarterback. And then Adrian Peterson, he gets to the outside. That was probably his easiest run of the whole day. Yeah, we didn't even slow him down. And that bothered me a lot. Again, at that point, we cut it to 10. And we needed to stop. Unfortunately, didn't get it. They overpowered us at the line of scrimmage. 24-7 Sooners. That's the way the 3rd period ends. But still, again, it's very much in reach. And, I think that the Oklahoma fans afterwards that I talked to, they certainly knew this was a big football game and a close football game all the way until the end. Yeah, Adrian Peterson, as I said, is a great running back. We know he's only a freshman. He's the best. He was the #1 recruit in the nation last year, and he showed why. He took the game in hand, I would say, at the end. And again, I don't know if we got tired. We shouldn't have got discouraged because we just got some momentum with the score. But they just kept wearing us down a little bit. All right, let's move on to the 4th quarter. A little razzle-dazzle when we return. Keep an 18-play drive alive. The Ducks threaten in the 4th quarter, but just can't seem to get it pushed in. 4th quarter and more as we start to look ahead to the return to Autzen Stadium against Idaho when we return on Oregon Football with Mike Bellotti. Welcome back to the show, everyone. And Coach, on the way down there, it was a lot of fun traveling down to Oklahoma with your team, and you showed the kids Miracle, the movie Miracle. It wouldn't have been a miracle for your team to beat Oklahoma because you have a very good football team, but interesting that some of the things that were said in that movie, I think apply to your team. Absolutely. I think that first of all, the whole deal is about a team. It's not about individuals. The name
on the front or the top is more important than the name on the back. I thought that was an awesome line, and I used it, in fact, talking to our players. The moral is, and it's the growth of a team. It's the coming together of a team. It's not necessarily whether you win or lose, although winning is very nice.
Yeah, you talked to Herb Brooks in those days, talked a lot about give it everything you have. Don't leave anything out there. And I thought your team, for the most part, except for maybe a little bit towards the end here, did that against Oklahoma. Let's go to the fourth quarter, and we get this one started against the Sooners in the fourth quarter. Start the fourth, and I thought this was an interesting situation. You get a pass interference called on the offense after Kellen Clemens throws the ball into row 4, so I guess uncatchable doesn't apply to the offense.
It doesn't. Actually, our tight end got grabbed at the line of scrimmage. He actually got thrown down at the end of the play, and they called him for blocking, which was very interesting.
So Clemens outside to Williams for 8 yards. So nice pickup and a nice move by Demetrius Williams. 3rd and 12. Clemens incomplete, sets up a 4th down after this incompletion right here. So it sets up a 4th down, coach, and Oregon goes back into punt formation.
Here's David Ditt with the punt, waiting deep. Perkins in his own 30, and it's the fake. And it is going to work. Down the left sideline, trying to get it out of bounds, and he will go out of bounds, but he's got the first down as Keith Allen.
You know, as a coach, when you call these things, you always sort of hold your breath and just hope it works. And again, it worked very well, obviously. Keith Allen did a nice job. Our line, Dante Rosario got a huge block there, which sort of sprung this thing. And again, you take some chances. We wanted to win the football game, obviously.
Great block by Rosario there. Clemens to Whitehead, picking up 10 more. You know, since you only had 4 yards in the first quarter, every quarter from then on you had 100 yards of offense. That's good production against the number 2 team in the country.
It is. Again, I liked our plan on it. We fell a little bit short early on, and we converted more 3rd down opportunities. Here's a 4th down opportunity. Great job by Kellen on this run.
7 yards and a first down at the 17. Another look at it, coach. You empty the backfield and bring the quarterback draw. He disguised it well.
He did. He had kept his eyes downfield, and again, he was patient, which is good. At quarterback draw, a lot of time you have to be patient. You don't know exactly what the pass lanes are going to be from the defensive line.
So Oregon threatening here early in the fourth quarter, trying to make the Sooners get a little nervous. Remember, they hardly ever play close games, so you don't know how they'll respond in that situation. Demetrius Williams takes it down to the 9-yard line right there, and starting to make it look like you're going to get in the end zone because you're moving it right down the field.
Unfortunately, this play hurt us. We had a guy open underneath, and the rush blocked Kellen's view. He started to dash a little bit and then got tripped up.
And that was a 2nd and 2 play. Now it's 3rd and 10. Rosario gets 7 back, right in around the 10-yard line. So you go to kick the field goal, make it a 2-possession game. And I wasn't sure initially if this was a design play, but it looks like it just didn't handle the snap.
No, we could not handle the snap, and very frustrating because we needed a field at some point. We're down 17 points. And that obviously hurt us a little bit.
Get nothing out of it, Coach. Let's take another look at it here, and we can kind of see exactly what happened if we see Siegel go to the sideline. And, you know, disappointing, I know, Coach, but you know, there it is, just not able to get it down.
We just couldn't handle the snap, and again, it was not a design play. Jared tries to make the most of it here, and just can't quite get there.
And about 6 Sooners on his back there. There's a better look at it as far as what happened there. And, okay, so that didn't happen, but then your defense, Coach, I thought came back and did a great job really getting the ball back for your offense after this.
Did a good job because we had driven down, and again, as I've said many times, you cannot pass up scoring opportunities against any team, but especially the 2nd-ranked team in the nation.
Jason White going back, and this is a 3-and-out. Incomplete. Nice play by Jerry Madsen. Ramon Reed there as well. So you get it right back, Coach.
Yeah, it was great response by our defense. Great pass breakup there.
Clemens back to throw here. A lot of time, good protection, dumps it off to Demetrius Williams, 5 yards, and then looking a little further downfield this time.
About 4. Clemens to throw again. Looks, nobody up. Now throws it. It's caught. That'll be a first down. Inside of the 30-yard line to the 26. Marcus Maxwell.
Nice job by our protection. First of all, it gives Kellen a chance to survey the field. Nice job by Marcus Maxwell coming in and out of his break to separate from his defender. You see again Kellen surveying the field, puts Marcus there, and Marcus makes about 5 to 7 yards after the catch by just continuing to run, extend the ball with good ball security, which is important.
So down to the 27-yard line and a first down. Whitehead for 11 to the Oklahoma 12-yard line. And again, I think everybody thought, okay, Duck's taking it in. But an incompletion, and then a 2nd and 10. Whitehead on the run, got down to the 8, sets up a 3rd and 6. Got to convert on these 3rd downs.
Absolutely. 3rd downs are so crucial here. And we have a chance. They come in a blitz. They leave a guy uncovered. We just can't get the ball. Pressure gets to us too soon.
So that is incomplete to Eddie Whitaker. So Siegel comes back in. to kick a field goal. And again, Coach, you know, this I guess essentially makes it 1 for 4 on the year kicking field goals, and you know, it's not something we're used to seeing with Jared Siegel.
No, and this was just a poor low kick. The snap, he had laces, but that shouldn't matter on that short of field goal. The guy jumps up at the line of scrimmage, and you see him right there, times it very well, but he shouldn't be able to block a kick from when he gets no penetration.
Just a little look at it. Some of the folks on ABC were saying that number 14, or excuse me, number 44 there, that was an illegal jump, but he's not the one that blocked it.
Right.
23 is the guy that blocked it. And Oklahoma takes over, and they start marching right down the field here. Do you think, Coach, that your kids played so hard and with so much emotion that maybe, you know, it's hard not to feel like, gosh, we gave it all we could and it's just not going to happen today? And then they kind of came out hard here at the end and drove it right down the field. A little dejected, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, honestly, again, that's just a couple missed tackles. But when you get down there a couple times and don't score, and you see that margin now is not lessening, I do think there's an indication we can't do it, though. I'll just say that. I won't allow it.
Okay, Peterson, some great runs here at the end. He went for 11, then 10, then 16. Coming up here in a minute for 18 for the touchdown. He's certainly a special player. I think you could see right away that probably the best player on the field yesterday, and is going to have a great career at Oklahoma.
One of the best players in the nation.
Time for some young guys to get in the game as well after Oklahoma takes a commanding lead there. Dennis Dixon got in a couple of plays, even got a completion in the game, and that was nice to see. After the game, though, the Sooners gave Oregon a lot of respect in this one, Coach, realizing that a play here, play there could have been different.
Absolutely. I'm glad to hear that. Doesn't make me feel any better right now. But Bob Stoops runs a very good program. They're very good athletically, and they're well coached.
Certainly the Ducks are thinking about those missed opportunities that can stick with you a little bit after the game.
Yeah, we didn't finish. Whether we'd have won or lost, we didn't finish the game the way that we wanted to. Offensively, we had some shots in the red zone and didn't capitalize. You know, can't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we did give them some opportunities, and that's kind of the downside of the whole game. I thought the defense put their heart out. I thought the offense tried real hard too, but once again, you know, we gave them some opportunities, and they kind of took advantage of the situation and made some, you know, points off the board. So it's tough, but that's the way it went.
Right off the start, we didn't really get it done. We had some opportunities that were kind of blown, and I think we did a good job of staying with them in the first half, and then we just kind of let it get away from us in the second half, and mostly in the fourth quarter. And it's unfortunate.
We're not finishing the job. We got to kind of know when to step in. Cause we kind of had on put about an 80-yard drive together, or 75 or something around there, and we can't finish it. That's gonna hurt us in the long run. We got to be able to start putting this. Well, it's hurting us right now, but I think that we just got to start putting stuff together and work on it.
We still have a lot of work to do, but as far as the character of the team, I don't think the character's changed. We still play hard through every game, no matter what the scoreboard says, and that's going to help us through the long run of the season.
I'm encouraged. Our line played their butt off. We played so many guys that never came through, gave championship effort, and I just want people to give their heads up because Pac-10 starts in 2 weeks, and we can still be Pac-10 champs with that kind of effort, this kind of athleticism.
Couple of good points there at the end, Coach, and I guess the one that I'd like to maybe spend some time on is, before the season started, you talked about character and unity, that this team has a lot of it. Dante said that has not been shaken here. Do you sense that as well? Because sometimes losing can eat away at that a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're all right that way, and I say that I don't take it lightly to be 0-2, but the kids' character hasn't changed. I agree totally with that. Their effort hasn't changed, although I was displeased with their effort in the fourth quarter. I think, again, if you say it's a second-ranked team in the nation and all those things, I think we have a good football team. I think we're not making some plays we need to make, but the effort is still there. The kids' attention to detail is good. They want to win. They want to support their teammates, and that's the most important thing in my mind that you can have. We'll get over the hump. I truly believe that. I think we have the athletes offensively to do that. Our defense is doing a very, very nice job, and we're playing a lot of young people, which is going to pay dividends for us down the road with this football team.
And a pretty good chance to get healthy this coming week at Autzen Stadium. All right, coming up, Harrington returns to Autzen Stadium. This time, he's wearing an Idaho Vandals jersey. Michael Harrington is leading the charge for the Idaho Vandals. Tough day yesterday against the Washington State Cougars, but it'll be fun to have Harrington back in the stadium, and we'll look at Oregon's matchup with the Vandals and also some amazing Pac-10 action yesterday up and down the West Coast. That and more when Oregon football with Mike Bellotti continues after this. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Glad to have you with us here on a rainy and kind of, I don't know, feels like November day. But it's football season, right?
Football season.
Football season up and down the West Coast for sure. The Pac-10 season's underway. A phenomenal game in Seattle, Coach. Take a look at this. Maurice Drew, 322 yards and 5 touchdowns. They chased him all day long.
He's a tremendous running back that's coming into his own. He has greater speed than you would think for a guy only 5'9" and 220 or 5'8", 220. He's a power back.
Huskies could have won the game. Charles Frederick, 5, 4, 3, 2, down at the 1-yard line on the last play of the game, and they lose. UCLA, a big win. Arizona State, statement, 44-7 over Iowa.
Andrew Walter is ready to have a breakout year again because I think everybody's disappointed last year. Iowa's a good football team. That's a great win for them.
USC, easy. Big numbers on the ground. Leinart had a very easy day, but I kind of sense that this is going to happen a lot this year. USC blows out BYU.
Very talented team, and again, they can run the ball, and they got big play guys.
Heartbreak here. Arizona to win. It looks like it's going straight and then just gets a jet stream and hooks and just misses. They would have beat Wisconsin. Would have been one of their biggest wins in years.
That'd be a huge win for them. They're a much improved football team.
And Washington State against Idaho, an easy win over the Vandals. We'll talk about Idaho here in just a second. With Josh Schwager back in the lineup after giving way to Sheldon's Alex Brink a week ago, but a solid day for him. And then finally, Oregon State, a good win against a solid New Mexico team. 17-7, Joe Newton getting on the end zone there, that orange end zone at Parker, used to be Parker, Reser Stadium now, and so a good win for Oregon State. New Mexico's a good team.
New Mexico's a good team. They're improved, and again, that's a big win for Oregon State, get in that win column.
And they have to go to Arizona State next week. Oregon gets Arizona State in a couple weeks, and you have Idaho next. So let's talk about the Vandals a little bit. Tough team, a tough go so far for this team, but Michael Harrington.
Their new coach, Michael Harrington's back at quarterback, and again, Washington State is a good football team, and that's usually the type of matchup I don't know, but we need to make sure we get on the board. It's not as much about who we play. We have to respect this football team and play our very hardest. We have not won a game this year.
They've been outscored this season 128-22. They're 0-3 on the year. Harrington 12 of 17. 66 yards a week ago, so it'll be fun to have him into the stadium, and I'm sure there'll be a big party as we get ready for the Idaho game. Coach and I will be back in just a second. We'll wrap it up right after this. Just a few more seconds left here on the show. Wanted to show you a lot of the highlights and the scene in Norman, which was a lot of fun, but Idaho coming back to Autzen, Coach, and you know, it's a game you obviously will be picked to win by everybody, and what do you want to accomplish this week besides winning?
I want to welcome back the Harrington family, but I don't want to be very hospitable to Michael. And I think we're relatively healthy. I think we're in good shape. We need to get in the win column and play a complete game.
Now, you talk about injuries. Justin Finney, doubtful for the game?
I think Justin, Haloti, I think those are the biggest question marks. Maybe Aaron Gibson with a concussion, but I do think they'll all play.
Well, Coach, good luck next Saturday against the Vandals. We'll all be there, of course.
Thank you.
Oregon football Saturday coming up against the Idaho Vandals. We'll see you all there. There is no live TV on the game. You'll see the replay, though, here on this very station. And, of course, we'll be here next week to wrap it up for you on Oregon football with Mike Bellotti. With the coach, I'm Joe Johnsonate. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next week.